With the announcement of Half-Life Alyx, a lot of people are excited to see Half-Life finally return. And while I kind of agree, I'm more focused around Hammer than anything else. The very bottom of the game's Steam page, or pre-order page, mentions the Source 2 tools that are coming out, as well as the fact that Hammer is going to get updated. I've just been wondering what this will actually mean for Hammer. There are two different ways that I can see these updates coming out. If you're not aware, a lot of games get their own special versions of Hammer, such as Counter-Strike Global Offensive and Portal 2, and they don't really work with the regular version of Hammer, either because of engine differences or just because it's a separate game that needs a separate Hammer tool. I feel like this might mean that we're going to get a VR version of Hammer. Even though they say it's updated, it's possible that by updated they mean they're going to push out an updated version of it with these tools. I'm not sure exactly how that'll work. I'm not that interested in VR and I don't really understand a lot of how the tools behind it will work. Or the updates are going to be applied directly to Hammer and it's going to get one of the biggest updates it's had in a long time. I don't really keep up with all of the Hammer updates, but it's not had a major one in quite a few years. It's been neglected a little bit, so it'll be nice to see it come out. However, the fact that it says Source 2 tools makes me think it's going to be a new version of Hammer altogether. And because of that, I don't really know what it's going to be. I assume it'll work in the same way because Source is still Source, but even then there's some big differences between the Gold Source version of Hammer and the Source version. So we don't really know what could happen with this, and it could be very minor and just be a small change, or it could mean that a lot of Hammer documentation isn't really accurate anymore. The one thing that it does have me wondering is this going to be a gateway for people to make VR mods or experiences or versions of existing games? Could we use this to create some VR gameplay of Portal 2, say? I know that may already be a thing, but you get what I mean there. Could this be applied to games like Codename Cure, Zombie Panic Source, mods? Could people actually use this to create their very own VR versions of their Source engine titles? I'm not sure if that'll happen. As you may expect, this is just a rambling video. I've not really got anything that concrete to say. But it's just interesting to think about where Source will go and what this will mean. Personally, I've been working on a site to document a lot of the things that are missing from the Valve developer wiki, so hopefully this will see a new influx of content and we'll see the Valve developer wiki get updated so people know how to use it. If not, there's going to be a lot of research going on. People are going to spend a lot of time trying to figure out all the different quirks with how VR works, because it's very different to just making a map normally, I would imagine. And the mapping process will still be the same, but everything else, entities might change, there might be different physics involved depending on how that particular version of the engine works. Probably a lot of console commands to use and mess around with. So yeah, I suppose we'll have to see where that goes, and hopefully the update will not completely break all the documentation that already exists.